So this movie surprised the hell out of me, and I wanted to talk about it, and let's start right now. So The Mitchells versus the Machines is all about a family who's doing a cross-country road trip to drop off their daughter, Katie, back at film school for college. It's her freshman year, but along this way, they run into a robot apocalypse, and then they're the last hope for humanity's survival because they're the last humans remaining. The robot apocalypse was caused by a company basically inventing an AI that got a little bit too smart in their smartphones, and they took over the world with all their robots. So then we have our movie. So starting off with my overall thoughts for this movie was shockingly entertaining, which is really crazy because this movie just flew way under my radar. The only reason I really heard about it is because of the fact that one of the content creators I watch pretty frequently, John Campia, he recommended this movie, The Mitchells vs. the Machines, which is on Netflix for those of you who are curious. And this movie just works in so many different versatile ways, and it's just, please watch this movie. The movie has a ton of heart, and it features a family that is really relatable and therefore really easy to empathize with, and it really helps this movie along quite nicely. So getting into the high points of this movie, what did I really love about it? Well, first off, the family in this movie, the Mitchells, is amazing in many ways. They're super funny, they're super relatable, you can feel the love and the heart that they have between each other. The movie does a really good job throughout it with kind of navigating the insecurities and the vulnerabilities of each family member, and thus it makes it easier to empathize with them because it's showing that they're vulnerable, it's showing that they're people, not just characters. And these obstacles that they're overcoming, they're both driven by both internal family sources, so conflict between each other, and external forces as well. Another thing I really liked about this movie, the animation I thought was really gorgeous. I don't know if it's just because of the TV I was watching this on, but when I was watching this movie, every step of the way I thought, this is exactly what animation should look like. It looked pristine, and plus they utilized it in really effective ways that were a lot different than in other movies that I've seen. They almost took a stylistic approach that reminded me of Zombieland, right? There are these intermittent moments where they just threw in some animations in really fun, creative ways that totally fit within the DNA movie, and that totally worked, and it made it a lot more fun to watch. And despite it almost reminding me of Zombieland in that sense, it was still a bit of its own spin on it, to the point where it didn't feel like it was directly replicating it, but it was also its own flavor. Another thing I really enjoy about this movie, it's really versatile overall. There is something for everyone to love, whether or not you're a child or an adult. The movie is really funny, the dog is hilarious. The themes that are brought up can vary from mature themes to themes that are relevant for a younger audience. This movie does all of this in really subtle ways, so it's not really throwing anything in your face. It lets you sit back and enjoy and have a really fun ride. The plot is kind of humorous and a little bit far out there. It's a little bit more sci-fi, and it's just really enjoyable for everybody. Like, this is a perfect movie for you and your whole family to sit down and watch together and absolutely just eat up and enjoy it. And next, kind of going into some of those themes that I've kind of touched on, there's a whole bunch of different themes that are related to interfamily stuff, technology, social media, the whole prospect of kids growing up, like what that looks like in the eyes of parents. On the other side of that, kids growing up and kind of coming into their own, figuring out what their passions are, the struggles that they face along the way, the coming of age part about it. This movie brings up all of those themes into one bite-sized package, and it's just amazing to me that this movie fits all of that in, along with being funny, along with having gorgeous animation, doing it all really subtly, and having a really relatable family, all into one 2-hour package that doesn't feel too bloated and feels pretty adequately paced throughout. They do a good job of kind of visiting each family member's struggle. The fact that it kind of goes through each one of them, it allows you as the audience to kind of draw your own relations to them. And jumping into some of the things that the family struggles with and some of those themes kind of interlacing with social media and technology, the movie brings up these conversations that I distinctly remember having with my own family members from 5 to 10 years ago, and there's conversations that are still kind of being had and evolving. And this movie, like I said, brings it up in such really subtle, fun ways that it's like, I can remember having that exact same conversation with this family member however long ago, or just really recently. And that's just, for a movie to be that culturally relevant is so cool, and it's really refreshing, while at the same time feeding you these themes without making it feel like it's trying to make you chug down spoiled milk in the process. It's a super refreshing thing to just not have these things shoved in your face. It's great. Now, getting into what I didn't really love about this movie, there's only one thing that crossed my mind as I was watching this movie, and that's that in the second half it just dragged on a little bit too long. At one point I I was kind of thinking to myself, well, we're still in this particular spot and still in this particular scene for just a little too long. If it was just 5-10 minutes shorter, I'd have been satisfied with that, but that is the only thing I didn't like about this movie. So with that, my friends, if I had to give this movie a score, it is a 9 out of 10. It is an amazing movie. I've never seen a movie that is so versatile, so fun, so relatable to such a wide audience, and does all of this in really subtle ways and fits it into a 2-hour bite-sized package without feeling extremely bloated or trying to force feed you spoiled milk. I will go as far as to say that this is probably one of my favorite animated films of all time, so please do yourself a favor. After this video, go ahead and watch it. All right, my friends, have you seen The Mitchells vs. Machines? If so, what did you think of it? You know where the comment section is. Let me know. Friends, thanks so much for joining me for another Bankrupt Hippo movie review. Click right here if you want to check out the other great playlists and content, or if you want to like, comment, subscribe, and join in on the fun. This has been the Bankrupt Hippo YouTube channel, and until next time, have a great day.